been a while, all right? It's been a while since I've gotten the chance to make a weenus joke.
Weenus
and
humor.
I'm just gonna say that it felt real good.
You mean that?
No, the joke. The joke.
You are an owner of an Xbox One console,
Yep.
a
I
home
am.
video game console entertainment device.
Yeah.
So clearly loaded with games, no shortage of things to play whatsoever. How's that treating you? You just don't know what to play next, right? There's just so
yeah,
many options.
right.
You
There's
can either
too
play
many
Peggle
games.
2 again, or
play. I could play Tomb Raider again.
Yeah, you could.
on the next gen console.
You could do some Forza microtransactions. You really, the world is your oyster.
Though, yes.
In terms of
With
games.
games.
But that thing's been out for like a little. It's almost like it's like 6 months almost, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, and I waited to get mine too because I didn't see a purpose. I was like, there's no games I want to be playing on this console yet. I'm gonna wait until there's something worthwhile on it.
So
and then I waited for Titanfall. And
That's what pushed you over the edge.
when
Okay.
I got an Xbox One.
That answers both my questions, which
Okay.
were why did you get one when you got one, and why an Xbox One, I guess.
I mean, so there's two things about the Xbox One. I would say that I think the PS4 is the better console right now. And I think a lot of other people agree because of the sales numbers you see with the PS4 versus the Xbox One. But I wanted an Xbox One because I loved the controllers. The new controllers are freaking great. I like them a lot.
It's pretty good.
They're good.
Warmed up to it. At first, I was like not into the new bumpers because it's
Yeah.
hard to press them if you hit them from the wrong angle. But
Yeah.
everything else about it seems okay.
Yeah, and then I wanted it for Titanfall. And the reason why I didn't get it for PC is because I know how good PC gamers are at shooters,
Okay.
and I wanted to feel pretty good about
You
myself.
want to feel like you're on a level playing field, right? Because I've been playing Titanfall I was playing Titanfall on PC with a controller, and it was actually okay because that game's pretty casual. Like, let's be honest. So I guess what I want to know now is, are you still playing Titanfall? Like, when was the last time you played Titanfall?
So it's been a while,
Yeah.
and I kind of feel embarrassed and terrible that
okay.
I maybe spent that much money on one game.
Whatever. I bought an iPad for Hearthstone. People make bad decisions sometimes.
Yeah, and I think it'll end up being fine. Like games will end up coming out on this console
Yeah,
that I'm
obviously.
like really into and stuff like that. But I have to say, so far,
Yeah.
I'm like Titanfall is amazing. I don't want to, talk badly about it, but so far I've been kind of disappointed by the quote-unquote next-gen experience.
In general.
Yeah. in
Interesting.
general.
Interesting. So I think the obvious point is it's still young, right? Like we're
It
still
is. Yeah.
But I think there's also a case to be made that the gap that you saw from think about N64 to the generation that followed it, like the PS2 to the PS3, like there have always been these monumental leaps in graphic technology from the jump. Like
Right. And
obviously
you can immediately see,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is not that previous console. This
Yeah.
is something completely different.
we're doing things that we couldn't have done before. I don't think that's super true for any, except for like Infamous, which is unbelievably gorgeous. I don't
It
think
is.
there are very many games right now that look.
But it's gorgeous on the level of like, oh, that looks like a PC game.
Yeah.
That's my biggest frustration is like, this is, what next gen is like, oh, look, consoles have finally caught up with PCs now.
Right.
And it's like,
We did it.
Yeah, and
caught up.
I've been kind of waiting for like that breakthrough in something that like games are now being made in a way that we never thought to make them before.
Right.
Because some of the biggest developers develop for consoles, and so if they do something that's never been done before, then that affects every other game and how they're like thinking about structuring games.
That has to be what's happening right now, right? We have to be in that window where they've had the hardware for a year and a half, maybe more, and are finishing these games that are built for next gen. Like, it's something that I think PC gamers complain about a lot, is that for the past 3 or 4 years, games in general have been hamstrung by console limitations. Like PC, even though PC ports have been getting better and better, PC games have, just from a design standpoint, been built in ways that they could conceivably make a 360 and PS3 version. And I think that's kind of still happening today. Like, they haven't stopped making PS3 and 3. That's kind of why when people say stop calling it next gen, I bristle. People are like, no, that's current gen, and everything else is last gen. I'm like, dude, no. Like, there's a fucking lot of Xbox 360s and PS3s out there. Like,
it hasn't taken over yet. I mean, I feel like when we finally, start seeing these like quote unquote next gen games, like I feel like I haven't seen them yet. And I feel terrible for being so impatient, but I feel like I was patient for a little bit, and I guess they took so long to finally make a next-gen console, and it comes out, and it's like we're coming up on it being, you know, like I guess it's like what, over half a year now since like they've been out, and I just feel like there should be something out there that maybe isn't the best game, but at least is taking advantage of like the next gen elements in a more apparent way. Like I feel like when the Xbox 360 came out, I had that crappy game called Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark Zero?
Perfect Dark Zero. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And it actually looked kind of terrible too. It looked like everyone was wet, but it still, like the graphical leap was still like so obviously, you know, like was just very apparent, I guess, right?
Well, for me, the first game from that generation that made me feel that way was Dead Rising. Playing the Dead Rising demo and seeing like literally dozens, almost 100 like zombies on screen. That was the first one I was like, okay, this couldn't have been done before.
Yeah. But I just wonder, like, will we ever, like, will we see a game that we look at and is like, this has never been done before?
This is insane.
This is representative of next gen, or is it going to be on like, you know, okay, now everything looks really polished, like it kind of did on PC for a while, but maybe it's stuff that's like more or less under the hood.
Yeah.
You know, like just like you said, like number of zombies or
stuff like that,
or just little stuff like AI, and that's great. I could love to see these improvements, but
it's diminishing returns. Exactly.
It is diminishing returns.
Like heads are no longer jumping from 4 polygons to 50. Like games look as almost as good as they can get within the limitations of like a rectangular screen. Like I think to me the bigger stuff is the VR stuff. I think that's the next frontier almost. It's not how many shaders and like polygons can you render per second, although that's nice and we'll see stuff like that develop. That to me isn't next gen. What's next gen is breaking out of the box, breaking out of TVs and like getting into these spaces in weird peripheral ways. But
so I shouldn't have bought my Xbox.
They are the only ones who don't have a...
Someone lied to me and said this is next gen. And I wasted my money.
No, no one's saying that. You're saying that. No, give it time. My answer, I think, really honestly is like, in 18 months you'll be eating your words and there will be no shortage of gorgeous looking games, and my only hope / concern is that those games, I hope that they do more than just good graphics. Like I hope that we're using the insane power of these machines to do cool, weird stuff from a gameplay perspective that hadn't been done before, and not just like, everyone looks wet and shiny.
Totally. I don't need necessarily like graphically a huge improvement, but and that's where I guess I got disappointed, was like, you know, why aren't we making games different? Like now that we have next gen now. Let's design games in a way we have never done it before.
Totally, because I think everything that came out at launch on these systems, for the most part, could have been done on the previous generation. Like they're just slightly prettier, up-res ports almost of that stuff. So.
Maybe Destiny.
Maybe, we'll see.
A big open world MMO Halo game.
That's a great idea if it's real. Like if that's you can put your hope in that if that's what you want to do.